Hello and welcome, this is Mousecunner, and we're back with some more The Warlock of Firetop Mountain, picking up where we left off in the last video, playing as Ophelia in the Goblin Scourge DLC. Looks like we have one option to go. Let's go ahead and go north. To your left and right are two goblin structures. The one to your right, sitting slightly higher up on a ledge, has a smaller doorway you could crawl through. Alright, let's go ahead and investigate the hut. You crawl through the entrance. It appears deserted apart from some small barrels in the far corner. Okay, let's go ahead and open the barrels. Cracking open the barrels, you find that they're full of a fine brown powder. So just more of the brown powder. I am going to be poking my nose in everything here. It hasn't really bit us so far. Of course, I'm being sarcastic with that, as it kind of has, but oh well. More powdered rats, I'd imagine. I don't need any more. Okay, let's leave the hut and continue north. Looks like we have some orcs up ahead. The rocky pathway bends around to the left, and four large stone pillars loom out of the darkness. Over to your right are three orcs are sitting around a small fire. A little bit of a grammatical error there. Over to your right are three orcs sitting around a small fire, which should be how that reads. They have noticed you. I should dispose of these creatures quickly before I attract attention. Alright, let's go ahead and engage them. It looks like we have no other choice. Drawing your weapon, you step up on the rocky platform. The orcs pull out their serrated blades and growl at you. Alright, let's fight these orcs. Oh, this is a little bit of an interesting shaped map. Now, it has been a little while since I've played. I took a break since the last recording session, so I'm going to have to familiarize myself with my attack type. So, if I remember correctly, this dodges to a side. We've got a diagonal attack. I didn't see it as which way the archer or how the archer queued. I'm going to assume it queued an attack. I wasn't necessarily paying attention. We also have that one attack that goes out this way. But I think if we move here, we'd be at our best position. Okay, I was correct. I believe that the archer is going to move here because I believe it does move to the side. If we do the blind side, unfortunately I would hit the orc, but I wouldn't hit the other one. I would prefer to hit both, but unfortunately the two tiles that I hit is this one and this one, not this one and this one. Otherwise we would probably hit both. So now I have to choose a priority. Who do I want to kill more? And I think the answer to that is I want to kill this orc more, and I do more damage in this direction. So that's what we're going to go for. The archer shouldn't be able to hit me where it is. I think it queued an attack. I'm not positive, but we should win a clash here. Okay, so it queued a move. So I can be fairly certain it's going to move in front of me. We could blindside, but I don't know if that's a good idea, as I'm not exactly sure if we would move or not. I could just attack into the tile, but I'd only do 1 damage. Alright, you know what? Let's go ahead and try that. So far, we're at a little bit of an advantage because this orc with the bow can't hit me because it cannot hit the tile directly in front of it. So it would have to really move around here to get into a position to attack me. As a matter of fact, I don't think it's physically possible unless it moved all the way back there. And I don't know if the AI is capable of making that kind of decision. Now this guy's going to attack me, and I think the best way to go here is the Ethereal Feint. This should beat all clashes. I don't actually know if it defends us though, so let's find out. Okay, so it did counter. I think he queued a move, but I'm just going to attack into him in case he did queue. Yeah, there he goes. So he queued a move. Alright, so now we have to choose which of the tiles we think that the archer's going to dodge into. I'm just going to make an assumption it's going to dodge there. I was wrong. Okay, it may dodge here. Just go ahead and cover our... Well, covering our base isn't really going to help us. Let's just do a normal attack. Okay, so this guy queued an attack. We know he's going to stay there, so let's go ahead and do the 3 damage to him. Now, these guys might just clash with each other, so I'm not exactly sure who's going to move where. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this guy queued an attack because he's doing attack, move, so we can kind of work with that. As I said, the archer shouldn't be able to hit me here. We're going to go ahead and use our... We could use our blind side and stay away from this guy. Let's do that. Okay, so he's going to cue an attack. He can't hit us, so we're just going to hit him at the diagonal, take him out. Now the archer can hit us because we moved in a way that he can. Let's move there. Okay, so more than likely going to move here. We could ethereal feint. Actually, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do the blind side, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. We'll blind side. Can't hit us anyway. Gonna move here, I believe, as that is the way that this character moves. We'll assume here. Okay, and gonna move away from us, it looks like. So we're gonna have to move in concert. Could move in front of us, so let's try that. No? Okay, queuing an attack. We don't want to move here because that would damage us. They're just gonna attack diagonally, not move. Okay, so he's gonna continue to queue attacks. I wonder if he will continuously do that. Okay, no. This should hit him. Alright, we managed to get through that fight without taking any damage. Perfect. Orcs are really not that hard to predict. They're pretty straightforward, even though they have thrown in a couple wrinkles with the archers, although technically archers were in the other part of the Firetop Mountain. They're just not an opponent you commonly faced. At least, maybe they did add it in with this expansion, now that I say that, because I never did do the one fight that they do appear in the main Firetop Mountain game. So, actually, I don't know if archers are new or not. Let's continue, though. The last orc falls, and you quickly survey the area. Apart from the small fire, the orcs have had very little on them. You did find some chunks of meat, though. Most likely rat, that you could eat if desperate. So I'm going to continue that. I'm going to assume that gives us some provisions, which I still have not used. Let's take a look at that. So we're at 13 provisions. So I could use some now to top us off, but I think we're still going to save it. But I have noticed a trend with this part of the mountain where they're not giving me benches all that often, so I see a need possibly to use provisions more often than I have been. You come to a large outcrop of rock with a ladder leading upwards. Another goblin tower stands beside it. It's strange that I have not seen more goblins around. Alright, let's go ahead and climb the ladder. You haul yourself up the ladder and reach a rocky platform. This looks like another sentry point, judging by the scattered table and chairs, along with the lookout tower. Strange, this place seems so deserted. Looking around into the gloom, you see a large stone bridge disappearing into the darkness behind you. Looking down, the pathway below continues into another room. Something shiny appears to be glinting at you at regular, I'm going to assume, intervals. I'm going to assume. Again, there's a little bit of text errors here and there. Perhaps I could climb up this tower and attempt to reach the bridge. Okay, so we can climb down and investigate the glinting light, or we can climb up the tower. Well, glinting light says, come find me. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I don't know if we're going to be able to come back to that tower, so that's a decision we've made. You walk down the rocky pathway and reach a room that looks like a storage area. Either that, or it's a place where the goblins dump anything they no longer need. That would make for one giant bonfire. You hear some movement near the back of the room, and a familiar voice whispers, Ooman, 'tis you. I shine light at you. A goblin you freed earlier from the cage peers around a large box. You still living, good human. It whispers. The goblin rolls 3 items into your direction: a potion of strength, a small glass sphere, and a leather-bound book. That ball of glass is a maze jumper. We use them for escaping the maze. You know when. Okay, well, I have a number of those now. The goblin quickly runs past you and whispers, Thank you again, human. With that, it disappears down the pathway into the darkness. So apparently we chose correctly by following that. So at this point, I have 2 potions of strength. I have a number of provisions. I have a number of these glass spheres, although I don't think it... Oh, okay, a mage jumper. So that's a different thing than the previous small glass spheres we were using? Oh, well. So mage jumper, that's fantastic. We've got a leather book. I don't know what that does. All right, well, we've got a lot of stuff. Okay, examine the mage jumper, perhaps? Or read the book? Well, now's not the time to use the maze jumper, I don't think, so let's read the book. The leather-bound book is entitled The Making and Casting of Dragonfire. You open the pages and begin to read. The book is written in tiny handwriting by Fargo di Maggio. In it, he tells the story of his life work, the creation of the Dragonfire spell, in which to fight evil dragons. Read how, in his last years, Farago finally perfected his spell, but by then was too old to make use of it. So he completed his book, locked it in a chest, and hid it in the depths of Firetop Mountain, afraid that it might fall into the wrong hands. Alright, the last page reads, "And so you now hold this book. You have my life's work in your hands. The power of destruction is yours if you wish it. But do not waste it. Unless you use the spell for the purpose for which it was intended, you shall be consumed by evil itself and die by the fire from your own hands. Remember, only when the dragon breathes its fire at you should you raise your arms and say, Akil Arif, Akam Arif, Arif Arif, Dimagio." Well, we just read it out loud right now, so whoops. You say these words slowly and softly. Suddenly, the pages seem to glow, and as this glow disappears, so do the words on the pages of the book. You repeat the spell to yourself to memorize it. Okay, so we can, I guess, examine the maze jumper. The maze jumper fits in the palm of your hand and looks as though you can see tiny objects inside, which disappear as you turn the sphere. There's no way of identifying them before they blur from view. Looks like one of the spheres I found earlier. At least I know what they are now. Okay, we already read the book. So does it identify the other glass spheres? No, it doesn't. Okay, well, let's leave this area. I'm going to assume that little goblin kind of changed events that would normally happen in that area. As you walk around the corner, a large goblin structure looms over you, along with the stone bridge you saw earlier. Suddenly, you hear the screams and shouts of goblins and orcs up ahead. You think you can hear the name Scarclaw being repeated over and over again. Just me and a small goblin army. This should be fun. Okay, so we can continue under the stone bridge, or we can investigate the tower. I don't know if that sounds like a good plan. We need a body of water to drop the powder in. But our mission, I know it doesn't say that on our quest, but our mission that we've been given is to drop this powder where a bunch of goblins are, preferably the Scarclaw fellow. So I'm going to try investigating the tower. It might be a really bad idea. The tower rises above you on multiple levels and appears deserted. Maybe I could get up to that bridge somehow. Oh, maybe I misread earlier. What is it saying here? Okay, it says up ahead. I don't know if that means up ahead this way or up ahead at the tower, but... I think I'm going to go back because I don't think I went the right way. I'm going to return to the path and continue rather than go into the tower. Okay, you take a few steps forward and suddenly a dark shape swoops down from the darkness. What was that? You hear the rhythmic beat of leathery wings and see a small black dragon twisting and writhing, making circles around the bridge before landing on the structure. It sits with its back to you, watching something in the distance. Oh, so now I have a dragon to contend with. Okay, so we can wait under the bridge and hope the dragon goes away, or we can escape the tower. I guess we'll escape to the tower, although it's sitting on the bridge, yes? And now they're giving me choices and makes it difficult. It's not looking at me, so... Okay, I guess it's forced my hand. Let's escape to the tower. Crawl through a doorway and find yourself in a cramped, dark space. A small ladder rises through an opening above you. Let's climb the ladder. Climb the goblin-sized ladder and squeeze through the opening on to another level. You come face to face with 3 large rats who are currently devouring some meat. They jump forward to attack you. Fighting these creatures in this cramped space will not be easy. Okay, so we have reduced skill while in this area. Okay, let's fight them. Fight them. Alright, so as we know from rats, they do not tell us whether they're going to be moving or attacking. They don't indicate that. But we know that they can only attack diagonally. But the problem with that is the fact that we don't really know when they're going... I mean, they're going to be able to swarm me, perhaps. So let's just go ahead and clash with this guy. We should be able to outroll him anyway. Okay. So at this point, moving here is the safest move. Okay, so we can be fairly certain this guy's going to move over here. So just to try and wipe him out, we're going to Ethereal Feint. Okay, so this rat can hit us where it is, so we're going to move away. Okay, at this point it could either move here or it could move here. Either one would be a viable move. I'll attack here with an assumption. Okay, so we're probably going to get attacked twice if we aren't careful, so let's move away. Okay, so that rat is for sure going to go over here. This rat I'm thinking is going to go here, so let's just attack it. Okay, I did misread the direction there. Ooh, okay, so we don't have a choice here. We have to... We can't hit both of them, so I think we attack this guy. Okay, that was the safest move, I think. Okay, I'm going to assume this one's going to move back. Okay. We assumed incorrectly, but that's okay. Let's Ethereal Feint here. I'll go ahead and move to the side so that we don't get attacked. Okay, I'm going to assume that it's going to come here. We'll blindside to kill it. Boom, dead. Alright, we managed to get through without taking any damage. The tough element of that fight, not only were we reduced in skill, but also the tough element of that fight was the fact that we had a very cramped space and they could have swarmed me, so I tried to always maintain my positioning so that I wasn't going to be swarmed, but these fights can be difficult even with that attempt. Okay, we've defeated the rats. With every fatal blow from your weapon, the rats explode into a puff of dark smoke that fills up the cramped space, making you cough. Powdered rats. They must have escaped from those magicians I met. Look around the space, trying not to engage with the festering meat in the corner. Two small windows look out over the path, and another ladder leads further up. Okay, let's climb the ladder. Crawl into the next tight space. The smell is revolting. Another long ladder leads upwards at the far end of the room. I must around the same height of the bridge now. I must be around the same height of the bridge now. Again, a little bit of text errors here and there. Hopefully they tighten that stuff up over time. Alright, we can look out the window. There is a danger of doing that. The dragon might see me. Look across at the stone bridge to your left. It still stands slightly above you. With a little effort, you could crawl out of the window and pull yourself up on the ledge above. We're not going to do that. We're going to climb the ladder instead. The ladder leads high up into the tower situated high on the goblin structure. The wood creaks and groans as you squeeze up higher and higher. You reach a small platform and manage to perch on the edge, your legs dangling down. A window looks out across the path you have been traveling along, as well as the stone bridge spanning the cavern. It appears to be some kind of goblin lookout. That dragon is still out there. It hasn't noticed me or it's ignoring me. With nothing else in the tower, you decide to climb down. Okay. So if we climb out the window, we're going to be on the bridge where the dragon is. So I don't... That doesn't sound like a particularly good idea. Alright, let's climb out the window. Squeeze through the window and brace yourself on either side of the wooden frame. The stone ledge is close, but you still need to use all of your agility to reach it. You spring forward using all your strength you have in your legs. So we do have a lot of skill here, so high chance of succeeding. Okay, we did manage to pass. You grab the ledge and hoist yourself up. Looking over the edge, you find yourself above the path you were walking along earlier. A set of stone steps leads down to a rocky ledge that you could follow, hugging the cave wall. You can suddenly hear the screams and shouts of goblins, and peering down into the gloom, you see a mass of humanoid shapes gathering in the darkness. You think you can also hear the name Scarclaw being repeated over and over again. You turn around and see a large creature perched on the bridge. It is jet black and has a long neck, large body, and wings that are folded away behind its back. Thankfully, it hasn't noticed you, paying more attention to the goblin horde below. A young black dragon, by the looks of things. I must be cautious. It suddenly unfurls its wings, flapping them with tremendous force, and in moments launches itself and glides away into the gloom. Okay, so we can continue down the stone steps, but this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm not exactly sure where that dragon went, and whether or not we will see it in the next video. But in any case, this is Melsgunner, signing out.